Okay. I think we are live. It's trying to go live. Give it a second. Where we at here? That took forever. What up, man? What up? What up? It's still saying it's scheduled. Hold on. I don't understand what's going on. Okay. So, anyways, all right, we're good to go. Here we go. What's going on? I apologize about the late live stream. Also, don't know what's going on with like the internet or whatever. So just bear with me. I'm not even gonna touch the table that the stupid laptop's on because you know your boyo like not pay his internet bill and all of a sudden the internet be like, hey, you owe me like 25 cents. Put that shit in the slot. So we're not gonna play that game tonight. What's going on, everybody? It's good to see you. Encore, Lamar, Carlos, Chris. Good to see you guys. David Smith, Vance Cooper in the house. How we doing? How we doing, Vance? I still got a one of these Tremec banners. If you're going to come to the stick shift no prep series points thing we got going on July 20th, I'll hit you up there. I'll make sure you got one. So hopefully Mike Kidd, my man Mike Kidd from Tremec, will be there as well. You get a chance to meet him, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But anyways, we're not going to be on too long tonight, about 30, 45 minutes. We're headed to the Motor City Fox Fest because, I mean, Dan Watts always be making fun of me because I say it's the Fox City. Man, I mess it up every time. But anyways, we're headed to the damn headquarters this weekend in Detroit. So I get a chance to see some of my Detroit friends, Detroit Foxbody friends up there, and get a chance to meet some of the some subscribers and members of the channel and shit. So we've had quite an eventful last couple months, to be honest with you. But this past weekend was definitely we had some shit happen this weekend at the no prep event, personal stuff, not problems. You know, it kind of was kind of crazy, but you know, you when you race, you got to expect some things like that. So anyways, yeah, talking some shit tonight. We're just going to kind of chill stream a little bit. Like I said, I always like to at least do something for you guys on like a Sunday night, you know, give away a banner, hang out, talk some shit. We do got some merch for sale. Like if you see the shirt I have on right now, this is the first of probably 5 shirts that we're going to have, and it's in different colors now. We got our hats for sale on the website too. So I'll go ahead and hit you guys up right now on a link here in just a second. You know, just to, you know, I've been wanting to get my merch game going on the channel for a number of years, and big shout to my man 417 Fox right here in the channel. Guys, if you are looking to do a fulfillment thing with your merchandise, your merch, whatever, you're looking to get merch made, there's a lot of shit that my man Mike Johnson here does on the channel, and he does it for, you know, a number of Foxcast Media is one of them. I think he does quite a bit of fulfillment for Foxcast Media now, which is fire because the shit's just leaving it's leaving the studio as it gets made. So if you need something made, looking to get something made, you know, check out his YouTube channel too. He's doing quite a bit there too. So big shout to him. Thank you so much for what you do for us, Mike, and appreciate the $20 super chat. You're kicking it back, bro. You're supposed to keep that. It's for all your hard work that you've done with us here on the channel, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for donating to our cause here, like a lost cause. Sometimes it seems like shit, you know. Anyways, yeah. So Motor City Fox Fest is an event in Detroit. If you're in the surrounding states or you're close, going to be quite a few influencers there. I think Tip's coming up from Texas. I want to say Castle. I think Gary will probably come in from Canada, I would imagine. I think he's there. I think they're going to meet together. They had the Shitbox Fox last year there, which was a really hot thing going on the YouTube or whatever. I know that there'll be a number of other influencers there. Myself, SVT Dan from Dan Watts Racing will be there. We'll both mostly be next to the Tremec tent. So like if you don't know where we're at, we're going to be probably right behind the Tremec tent on that row. So come see me. We'll have hats and t-shirts made by my man Mike right here, 417 Fox. you know, I always like shooting the shit with Foxbody friends all the time. So what you see here is what you're going to see there at the tent. So I might cuss a little bit more, but it is what it is. Out here in the shop, yeah. So he's busy, man. You got a lot going on. Got my banner. I appreciate you, my man. I appreciate you, Mike. You know, that's what we do here on the channel, man. You know, I like to do that shop swag shit, and I want to, you know, thank Mike Kidd and Hanlon Motorsports and Stiflers for giving us banners to give away to you guys. So we've been doing that for probably what, like 6 months now, and I haven't missed anybody on the banner. So we're going to be giving another one away this weekend, or right now. Not right now, but you know, tonight. So last week we gave away a Hanlon one. We have a couple of those left, and this week we're going to give away a Tremec one. So appreciate you guys. Pimp, what up? Can't believe it's Sunday night. No shit. So we did a video, I think it's 2 weeks in a row. We did 3 videos in a live stream. Guys, I got a lot of content that we got to catch up on, you know, along with racing. I mean, we, you know, we probably do a little bit of Motor City Fox Fest. I'm not going to do too much. There's going to be a lot of content creators there that's going to definitely put out some pretty fire shit. So make sure you guys are checking it out. If you're close to the area in Detroit, like I said, if there's one event that you can put on the map that's growing exponentially, it's definitely Motor City Fox Fest, because it's literally, it's in the back. It's in the parking lot of Ford. Like, how cool is that? So like, you could take some really cool pictures with your car at the Ford headquarters. Like, otherwise you would not be able to do that because you can't even get on ground. So like, it's like one of the only 2 events that's even allowed on ground. And one thing I do want to mention, that if you're going to go to the Fox City Motor Fest, guys, this is a chill event. This is a show and shine, talk some shit, have some fun. This isn't a burnout contest. This ain't a do a Brody contest. And for the, don't leave the damn, if you leave like a normal human. You know, don't be burning out and doing a 1, 2, 3 gear pull when you leave the event. So if you come to the event, have respect for the property, have respect for Ford and the headquarters, and especially have respect for the show, because there's a 0 tolerance for any of that shit, and Ford's not going to put up with it. So we're very lucky to have an event at the Ford headquarters, let alone anywhere near it. So I did want to put that out. If you come into the event, just come to the event, chill, walk around. It's going to be a lot of Fox bodies, 79 to 04. I'm going to tell you right now, no matter what you read on the internet, Fox body chassis is 79 to 04. Any Ford engineer will tell you that. Ford will tell you that themselves. You know, Fox bodies are Fox bodies. I love them all. Build them the way you want to build them. Make that shit happen. Get that shit off the jack stand and enjoy your car. It is what it is. So I said what I said. Fox bodies are 79 to 04. And, you know, we like to say it's 79 to 93, but there's more than just Mustangs, my man. So you got the Zephyrs, and you got the Fairmonts, and you got the, you know, hell, I don't know. There's Thunderbirds. There's just so many of them. So, you know, it is what it is. So Hot Rod Lincoln, man, appreciate you becoming a channel member. Yeah, Lincoln's another Fox body. So when we're celebrating Fox bodies, we're talking Fox body shit. We're talking about them all. And, you know, I may not be a subject matter expert on like Thunderbirds and Lincolns and stuff like that, but a lot of that stuff does carry over. Like when you start getting into the New Edge stuff, you start getting into the Cobra stuff, you start talking like, you know, along the lines of like, you know, our buddies Brian Crane and Dan Watts, and, you know, there's this stuff that I don't know a whole lot about, but I still respect the builds. I respect everybody that does any of that with any other cars. You know, it is what it is. So Motor City, what do you say? Motor City is going to be fire. I 100% agree with that. Going to be fire. I appreciate you, Brad, for joining the membership, guys. I appreciate that a lot. Hail to the yeah. So anyways, that's really what I wanted to talk about tonight, is talk about events that we've went to in the past. I wanted to talk about the Motor City Fox Fest. I'm gonna say that wrong about 10 times, and really put an influence into it, because there's going to have really good vendors there. Like I said, if you're within a 2 or 3 or 4 hour trip, feel like you're not doing much this weekend, it's a day event. There's actually like I think there's a pre-meet too as well, like much like we did at Ford Takeover on Friday night, We'll probably be there Friday at some point, setting up in the parking lot. It's just a 1-day event. You're going to see some of the coolest shit right there in the headquarters. You're going to see, there's going to be lots of vendors. Tremec, Ford Performance, Stiflers, New Rad Solutions. I don't even know. I guess there's about twice as many vendors. They had to move people because there were so many good vendors that were coming in, and you figure, the headquarters has a really big parking lot, so there's going to be plenty. I think they're even going to do a cruise. There's going to be all kind of shit. It's going to be all kind of shit. And the coolest thing is you're going to be at the Ford headquarters. Like you could drive your car up, and I've seen some people last year take pictures of like the building in the background. It's fire. Like if you're an Instagrammer or you like doing that stuff and sharing that sort of stuff, like on Facebook, that's going to be a killer picture for you in your car for sure. Anyways, moving on. We had a no prep this past weekend, and we'll come back to Motor City Fox Fest as well. If you guys got any questions about how to get signed up or whatever, you can still come to the show. Like the pre-registration is full, that the event's not. So if you're interested in maybe coming up this weekend on Saturday just to kind of shoot the shit with some of us, even if you're just coming to the show to check out some of the Fox bodies and stuff, you can still, they don't sell tickets like they do when you get there. You can still get into the show with your car, from what I am understanding. But the pre-registration is closed, but the event isn't full. Does that make sense? It's big. So if it was to fill up, I would be like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? So, I'm trying to find something real quick. Like I said, we had definitely got our merch game going with our friends at 417 Fox. See if this links for you. This is our website. I don't know. Is that clickable? Is that linkable? So like I said, Mike's been working real hard with us here on the channel and for hats and t-shirts and such. So there's different colors now. There's grays, there's reds, there's blues and whites in the hat, in the Richardson hat and whatever. So if that clicks, let me know. I'm going to pin it. Let me get back into some of these questions. I'm sorry. I'm just going right on through here, guys. What's up, Ford Matt in the house? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. What up, people? It's trying to bring my car to Fox Fest so quick. Okay, what did you say? Trying to bring the car to Fox Fest so quick. Build stock bottom end 302 trick flow box R. Edelbrock V2 heads on 13 pounds. Autolite 3920 gap. Fouled out after 7 dyno pulls 200 miles. Okay, so if your plugs are like, if they're fouling out, then somehow you're either getting blow by or on what? 7 dyno 200 miles fouling out. Try to run, if you're running a 3923 on a trick flow head, I think 3923s now is Autolite 3923. Is that a TR6? Or excuse me, is that a 4166 NGK? I'm trying to remember what plug crosses. I think it's a TR6. Try the NGK plugs. The gap is small. Car made 520, which is good. Fouled out even after start. It's getting too much oil in it. In Australia, every day is a burnout day. Been out working for 64 Fairlane. Got to finish my son's 91 GT, putting a turbo on it. Hell yeah, Frank. Get your shit off the jack stand. I get that, bro. Yes, respect the show and the property. Yep, just like I was talking about. 417 Fox is going to be there with this big, his big tent for merch and all kind of little gadgets and stuff that, he does really well with that. So, SN95 is just a modified Fox platform. You are correct. What's up, Hanlon Motorsports in the house? Pimp, I'm trying to get back. What's up, Teddy Bear? Like I said, I'm still trying to catch up, guys. What's up, everybody? But what's up, Shelby? Took me right to it, bro. It works. It works. I just clicked on it. Okay, good. Because it doesn't show like a clickable link when I do that stuff on StreamYard or whatever. But you guys got some you guys got some questions with Fox bodies, always feel free to hit it up in chat or whatever. I'm always trying to help a fellow Fox body brother out. So I'm gonna show you guys some cool shit. I mean, not that it's cool, but I want to see if I can find it. That's what I've been looking for. I might have to send it to somebody and re-download it. Give me a moment, boys. Give me a moment. Sorry. I want to say I'm trying to show you guys yesterday's debacle. See if I can clip this stupid. There we go. Shit is crazy. Trying to find it. Hold on. When you guys come into Motor City, what do you say? 417 Fox. Dave, you guys have any preference on footwear for stick shift racing? Nah, I just wear flame-proof shoes. There's not any specific brand that I stick to for the most part. I haven't been there in a while I haven't been in here for a while. Yeah, you have not. What's going on, Dan? Dan Watts Racing in the house? Are the late 90s, early 2000 Mustangs just what? Just Fox bodies with a different... So they're all based off of a Fox platform. So they are 79 to 04 no matter how you shake it. Loving the paint job on that Fox in the background. Appreciate you. That's a cheap as hell budget Omni Plus. What'd I paint that shit with? Man, I'm tell you what, don't paint with Omni Plus. Man, I'm gonna tell you what, if you're gonna paint your car with good paint. Ask me how I know. I mean, I painted Cousin Paul and Sandy's car with them with the Grabber Blue, and we actually had good paint like the Deltron 2000 shit with good pigment. And literally, we had two layers in that thing. That thing was blue. This one, man, I appreciate it. It's a 10-footer, maybe a 20-footer. But my dad was 60 years old when I painted it for him. My dad gave up a Buick. I can't remember what Buick 300. I don't remember. It was like a 1965, so I could have Christmas when I was like 30 years ago, when I was like a spoiled little teenage brat. And he gave up his race car, his like whatever, so we could have, me and my sister could have a good Christmas. And I always told him I was going to pay him back for it. So when I was 60, when he was on his 60th, on his 60th birthday, which was like 12 years ago, we pulled out this Fox body and I handed him the keys. So it was pretty cool. So yeah, I shared that. I shared that before though. I shared that before. I hope you don't mind. SN95 guy, same chassis, different engine body, but been falling for a bit. Yeah, dude, I appreciate you falling. SN95 is a Fox body. Can you wipe a cam without having metal in the oil and filter? I'm not real sure, bro. I'm not real sure. I don't think I've ever. Yeah, no hey dudes, because our buddy Jeff Smith likes to race in hey dudes, bro. I like to keep my feet if I flip that car over, for sure. For sure. Ain't trying to. I'm trying to take my feet home. You know what I mean? So, let's see if I can find it. I'm trying to show you guys something pretty cool. Well, it's not cool at all, but whatever. Yeah, here it is. I think this is it. All right, here we go. Let me present this thing up. Hang on a second. All right. Check this out. So this pretty much sums up my damn weekend. So we had a one of our stick shift no prep series points, and this is first round. and I pulled John Askey, who ended up going to win the event in outright. Got a twin turbo, nasty 4-digit plus Coyote Mustang. I think that's an S. Is that an S650 or S550? I think it's a 550, right? So, yeah, this pretty much sums up our weekend.
Go, John, go. Oh, damn.
No wall. You were close. So yeah, that was pretty much sums up our weekend. Had a little bit too much sauce in the recipe. We pulled John Askey first round, like I said, who ended up winning the event. We almost won. At this point, it's the first time I've had that car.
Go, John, go. Oh, damn.
Ended up saving it. But it was crazy. What do you say? I'm trying to catch up. Foxcast Media said you told him the secret to get your interior paint to stick. Yep. Yep. We got a couple little secrets there. Cousin Paul's really, really good at it. We've been doing the same type of setup for a number of years now. So when we do our interior like restoration, there's a couple things that you definitely need to do, to make that stuff stick really well. So Scotch Brite's one of them. That's 100% shoot. So anyways, this past weekend we had the stick shift no prep Tremec series or whatever. So we got a little crazy in the first round. We ended up flat spotting our front tire, because we run the Roadmaster M&H Roadmasters. So we ended up putting a big gouge in the one slick. But it was up on two wheels for a while. But we got a nut bolt check at this. We're gonna get back in the saddle Wednesday. I can't let shit, like, I made an adjustment, and I got the biggest compliment of the weekend from my buddy Tyler Garlock. He was just like, bro, you made one move and one adjustment and kept the shit off the wall. Most people get panicky and try to steer it all over the place and end up tail whipping the car into the wall. But I'm not going to say that I was scared of it, but in the same thing, I thought I pretty much had it under control most of the time. And the wonderful part about it is I didn't hit John. So that was really important to me, because then I don't know if I could have, we had way too much power in it. The car is just a different car now. The white car is an absolute animal. Like, it's like, since we did the head gaskets and fixed that problem that's been there for a while, there's been so much fuel compensation that's been coming out of the car, because it's actually using the proper injectors. It's actually using the proper head gas sealant. And you guys know that we just fixed our, you follow the channel, you just fixed our turbo hot side. It had like 3 holes in it. So like, it's a different animal now. So it made like 800-ish with all the problems. So we got some adjustments to our tuning that we got to make, because we had way too much spice on that track. And we were like the 8th pair down. So that was kind of dumb. But, I thought I had it handled, and I did for a second, but it just had too much spice in it. So yes, sir, Jason, I appreciate you stopping by and talking to us, man. Were the legs shaking? It's funny, because I usually get into like my workout shorts when I get into my fire suit, because I have a double or triple layer or whatever. And my buddy Cam Lee, he came up to me and he took a swig of his beer or whatever. He's like, I see you changed your shorts. I was just like, what? I was like, yeah. He's just like, you shit your shorts, didn't you? I was just like, no. So, good evening, Neo, and to all the viewers. What's up, Clifton? So, yeah, I appreciate everybody. I had quite a few people come up to us to me yesterday. Probably had 4 or 5 people stop by the trailer and say hello. Definitely don't want to be getting, people coming over, thanking me for not putting it on the wall. And, that's just not the feeling you want to have. I don't want to be, I don't want to seem like, we had control of the car. Some people like, well, why'd you stay in it? It was completely fine. And then as soon as we blipped the throttle in third. If you watch the draggy, I blip the follow in third. Sometimes when you blip the throttle, it'll correct itself, and it did. And then I blipped it again, it corrected itself, and then I don't know what happened, I don't know what happened at the last second. I don't know. It's too much spice or whatever. Anyways, what do you think of a Crowler 155101 in a speed density car? I wouldn't put anything in a speed density car unless I mass air converted it, to be honest with you. I don't even think I've heard of anybody running a Crowler, to be honest with you. But Hot Rod Lincoln is a speed density. Tom Moss, and Tom Moss is on our Facebook quite a bit. He's a good dude. Tom Moss has been doing shit well before me. Like, there's a couple people in the Foxbody community that a lot of folks like. Tom Moss is one of them. T Moss, they call him. He's got the, what is it? Veryuseful.com. Isn't that what it is? I think if you type in veryuseful.com, I'm pretty sure all his old schematics from the 90s come up. So if you guys get lost on some of your Mustang stuff, that's 1000% you should write that website down, because T-Moss did that shit back in the 90s and early 2000s. He did all the wiring schematics for like EVTM stuff, and then like he did Explorer stuff on there. And this is information that's been lost in time, but our generation, there's a lot of things like I feel in our generation, like stick shift racing is going to it's going to literally die with my generation, because there's just no cars being made that are stick shift, that are just regular. That's a whole nother topic, but T-Moss is one of them. There's a Joel 5.0 that used to have sbftech.com. I don't even know if that site's up anymore. There's a lot of really, really reputable people on corral.net, CORRAL. So if you're new to the like Fox body genre, I'm spitting a little bit of game right there that you need to pay attention to. If you don't really know what you're doing with your Fox body, and there's some really, really good places for you to go look. And there's just 30, 40, 50 years of info, especially on corral.net. There might be some pop-up ads and shit like that, but there's still a lot of active people on that. And yellowbullet.com, if you do quite a bit of racing, there's not a question that isn't been answered on that site. So Yellow Bullet's definitely not for the weak. So you ask a stupid question, you're going to get a stupid answer. So, got to kind of go in there knowing what you're kind of talking about a little bit. But Fox 408, man, appreciate you subbing back up to us here on the channel, man. Honestly, I wish Tom was still doing the porting himself. Yeah, so I seen something. I think Big Dog does pretty good. Now, I'm shouting him out because I have heard good things about it for the most part, right? So I think Big Dog Porting still does some stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Shirt looks great, man. I appreciate that, Jason. Did you, what was I going to say? Best GT. I've heard it. I'm trying to catch up. Sorry. Honestly, I wish Tom was doing it. I know you put the Cobra Cam in your dad's car, but that's different. Right. So the Cobra Cam was not much. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I cheated the Cobra Cam because it wasn't much different than the stock Fox body camshaft. It really wasn't. It's not much different than the Explorer camshaft. So speed density is not really going to give that much of a shit about a camshaft that's pretty much the same. So it had a little bit of a different duration and a little bit of lift or whatever. And I even cheated it with 172 rockers. So there's no reason why a speed density car does super well with the stock cam, which is still 444 gross lift. You put 1.7 rockers on it, flip some pistons, chop the heads down, get as much compression you can out of it. Car won 1250s, 1220s. I mean, I did it with my Blue GT years ago. So yeah, Tom's son is doing work now, and I haven't heard good things. Is it not the same when you've been handed something versus working for it? Well said. You got to earn that shit. Big Dog is here locally in Illinois too. Is it worth the price support GT40s, including shipping? No. Some people can argue it. Let me give you a really good advice about GT40 and importing and shit. If you're going to port, and I don't know if Dan Watts Racing is still here in the channel, because maybe he could even help with a little bit of the Cobra community. Now, it's the same thing with the GT40 pushrod 302, 351 shit. Unless you're going to do the porting yourself, it's not worth spending the money on. Now, I want to say that with a grain of salt because maybe I haven't experienced that, so I don't want to influence you not to do that. But cast iron porting is expensive. It takes a long time. If you're definitely looking to do where this would be really good information, if you're trying to build a lightning motor, you're trying to build a Cobra rep motor, which would be a Cobra Cam, any GT40 headset for the most part, in pretty much a 93, 94, 95, 302 stock bottom end. That's basically a Cobra motor with a Cobra intake. So if you're trying to do that for a reason, yeah, I get it. I get it. Trying to get as much as you can out of it. But I think with the Cobra heads, and I want to say that Watts told me this a while back, that it is worth, like, I think he said kind of the same thing. Like, you know, unless you port them yourself, then they're not worth doing. I don't know. You know, I'm trying to make a relation between pushrod and modular. So yeah, Big Dogs does extreme work. What's up, Stang Man 78? Good to see you, brother. Got a question, sir. Just bought an 85 or 86 302 out of a Lincoln. What the gentleman thinks it is. Was wondering if it's a roller cam. That's a tough one. See, 85, 86 was really kind of rough because there was a set of heart-shaped cylinder heads that were absolutely, and then there was pistons that didn't have valve reliefs. Your best bet, 85, 86, don't really dabble in those motors if you can help it. Like if you're just doing a stock bottom end build, because they didn't even start making the forged piston till 87-ish. So 87 and 92, they made a TRW, teamed up with Ford and actually made a forged piston. Now, somebody said they were forged rods, but I don't think it's the type of forging we're thinking of. And also, I'm pretty sure, 93, they started the Hyper Eutectic aluminum, which also carried into 94, 95 with the Mustangs, which also carried into the 96 to 01 Explorers and Mountaineers. So when you're pulling a motor out of the junkyard from these 5.0 Explorers, which is, I'm always preaching that shit here on the channel, you're basically pulling a Cobra motor. Like, you should probably, if you see it in the junkyard, pull the damn thing. If you're getting it for, like, I'll get the parts just so they don't get scrapped, but I'm not going to pull the whole motor. But if you can get one, you're basically getting a somewhat similar Cobra motor, because you're going to have a similar GT40 intake. You're going to have a similar camshaft inside the motor, similar cylinder heads, and pretty much the same stock bottom end rotating assembly. So if you could get a roller motor 87 and above, and the same thing goes for like 351s. A lot of guys don't understand that 351s 94 to 97, the roller 351s were the same camshaft that was in the Explorer 302s, the 422, 448. It also shared the same exact cylinder heads that the Foxbody did, and it had a stock bottom end Hyper Eutectic piston like the 93, 94, 95s did. So, like, if you were going to boost like a 351 on like a stock bottom end like type of build, pretty sure 94, 97 is kind of the one you want to mess with, because they don't have the cast heavy pistons in them, and they don't have the shitty heads. And there's a roller cam, so if you have a cam in your 302, you can pull a 94, 95, 96, 97, 351 when you're doing a conversion, put your camshaft in it, maybe change the cylinder heads from your 302 or whatever, and whoop some ass with that thing. It's not worth porting unless you're trying to make absolute max effort. So he was explaining his modular thing, because we had talked about porting before. So unless you're trying to make absolute effort, Boost doesn't care as much about the port, and he's right. And you can mess up the velocity of the port real quick. Bigger isn't better. So there you have it. Just like, you know, we had talked about. See, the reason why we had talked about cylinder head porting is because, you know, we recently got a handful of illuminator blocks, and we had talked about the Texid and the WAP block. I don't know, whatever. We talked about cylinder heads because we're picking up a set. I seen Irwin this weekend, by the way, and he's got our Voodoo motors still sitting on a pallet. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you that. I forgot to tell you that on the phone. So like we have a couple things coming to the channel that we're not going to really do anything with them yet. I don't know, but like, I guess the Voodoo cylinder heads for the modular Coyote is supposed to be like the best head you can get. And we talked about porting and shit like that. So hope that helped. I kind of rambled and shit. Honestly, port your head yourself so you can learn how to. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the YouTube, there's a lot of stuff on the internet that will help you. Like I said, TMOS, I think even has porting in his website, and the website's like 30 years old. So it's like, I think it's veryuseful.com. Somebody correct, is it veryusefulinfo.com or is it, I don't remember. But you could, I mean, with the proper bits and proper tools, you can make him, you can clean them up a little bit. You don't have to port your heads. You can, especially on the push rod shit where we got all this small crap, like you can clean up the heads in the port, not actually take a whole lot of material out of them and make them better. And I think that's pretty much, you know, what Watts was saying in his, when he was talking about making them. What up, Boosted 931? Good to see you, bro. I ain't seen you in a while, bro. Hot rod, I think those are stock 351 rods. What do you say? Dan, did you ever hear of C9? Yeah, those are stock. The C9 C90E heads are 69, 70 heads. Those were like a 72 cc chamber. They were stud mount, so they weren't like they weren't like an adjustable or whatever. I'm sorry, they were adjustable. Excuse me, they weren't pedestal mount. They were actually, before GT40 heads really were a thing in the 90s and early 2000s. The C9 and the DO 351 heads were like the one to go to when it comes to boost or whatever. The GT40 camshaft is better than stock 302 camshaft. It is not. They're pretty much the same. So GT40, aka Explorer, is a 422 448 cam. It's a staggered cam or whatever. Split duration, whatever you want to call it. The stock Foxbody one is 444 444. Now, I think I have in my phone somewhere, I cheated. I know there's forget what the Cobra camshaft is. I think I have it here. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I got like a screenshot of some of this really important shit, and like, you know, like plugs and computers and all that other dumb shit. So let me see if I can find the lift. I want to say that I have it here. Give me a second here. Yeah, here we go. 89 and 95 was a 276, 266, 214, 210. It's a split duration. So 444, 444 with 115 lobe set. The 93, 94, 95 Cobra cam, which I think would probably be the Lightning one too, is a 270, 270, 212, 212, 451, 451. So it was a little bit better than the stock cam. So like this 96 to 01 Explorer, which is basically GT40 stuff from the junkyard, is 256, 256, 186, 197, but it's a 422, 448, 116 lobe set. The Cobra cam is actually a 118 lobe set, so that's really that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of overlap for like a boosted application. But and you can identify these camshafts. Like there's no markings on a factory camshaft except for at the lobe. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So if you look on the lobe, it's either on the front or the back. It's on the very first lobe. It'll either say Z or ZE, would stand for, Mustang. It'll say TE for truck, which is like Explorer and 351 roller, and then GT is the Cobra only one. Like I have one in my dad's car, so it seems to be 118. Look, we're about to mass air swap my dad's car over, and we're about to push that GT40 motor that I built on the budget to its limit. So we're gonna turn it down afterwards. But is the push rods about half inch longer in flat tappet compared to roller cams? I want to say they are. Neo, you find all the good toys. Yes, sir. You just hit on something that I've been questioning a lot. Big Dog's porting. He hogs things out, and I'm not sure how that affects the velocity. So I think that who the hell did that? Did Richard Holdner do that? I think Rich just did a video on port velocity versus volume or something like that. Somebody, I was scanning through YouTube and I seen it, and I was like, man, that's a really good topic. It's a really good topic. What up, McBride Racing? Good to see you, brother. So we're going to be doing a no prep, Steve. Not really no prep. We're going to be doing I'm going to be doing my own stick shift racing points race at Kunley, July 20th. And I think I asked Ken Friday, he said he's all about it. So regardless if it's a test and tune or a points race for the track, like mod and top and box and all that, he's going to let us run our stick shift point series on top of that. So yeah. I wouldn't waste time porting GT40s. I'm a poor FedEx man. I've done it before. All right, I'm trying to catch up here. Too true. I've always heard you guys back in the day running 86 to 88 speed density cams instead of 90 to 93 cams. Why was that? There's not much difference in the camshaft there. There really is not. The difference comes in the Cobra cam. Like the Cobra cam has more lobe sep and just a little bit more lift. It's got a little better duration. Let me tell you why the B cam is such a badass camshaft. Because the B cam, the aftermarket B cam is like a 480 lift. It doesn't have a whole lot of lift. It's got a lot of duration for its little lift. So yeah, it's equivalent to some of the, like, it's got 480 lift, but it's got like, I don't know, 228 or something like that, 226 duration. I don't even remember. Somebody look it up. But I remember what makes the B cam sound so significant is its duration, to be honest with you. It doesn't have a huge amount of lift. It's perfect starter cam. If you guys can get your hands on a B cam, I mean, I got one here, but I haven't really listed it or whatever. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it, but I got a couple of them. And if you're gonna do a stock bottom end build and you don't want to run the stock camshaft, run a B cam with a set of 172 rockers. Boy, I'll tell you what. What's up, Troy? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. I just watched Holder video where he touched on it briefly. Nothing in depth. If I remember correctly, he's heavy on Chevy, so it's selective watching and stuff. I gotcha. Yeah, so 224 duration on a 480 lift camshaft. That's like, and I just rambled off the durations here with the stock camshaft. Let me give you guys an idea. Yeah, stock camshaft is 212, 210. So, and it's 40 less lift. So stock camshaft's 444, but it's 214, 210. So you could see why it's got a little bit of, you put a 172 roller rocker on that, like an old Cobra crane cam or something, or even a 17 on that camshaft, and it's a nasty little entry camshaft. Mine's almost back together. Fire up tomorrow. Melted a piston. Yeah, man. I know. I got you. I want to see what that car can do, brother. Hey, I showed this earlier, but I'm going to show it to you, Steve. We were at Pacemakers this past weekend. I wanted to show you this. I don't know if you've seen it. This is first round against 1,000 plus horsepower. Your cage almost being the used right here.
Go, John, go. Oh, damn.
Crazy. So, just so you guys know, we actually had a nice roll bar in the white car for a number of years, but I had to take it to McBride Racing and have him do my cage up. So he finished the halo and put the pillar bars in. I think they put a dash bar in or whatever, but that's what they do. So I wanted to show you that. Shit almost came to almost had to use that fabrication y'all did. KK's Garage, what's up? Building my wife's a Mustang right now. I have to convert it. It seems like you might as well just buy a Terminator X for the price of the computer. Yeah, so here's the thing, and I'm going to hit this real quick with you guys. Terminator X is a great opportunity for you to not only learn how to tune, but it also gives you an opportunity to get something like kind of newer age into your car. So there's a couple things I'm going to talk about real quick. Coming from the tuning perspective, I am nowhere near a subject matter expert when it comes to Terminator X, but I can tune my own shit. The stock computer, there's something to be said about leaving your stock computer in your car. And I'm not influencing you to do that, but if it's an option, here's why. My car, it literally takes a really good kind of knowing what you're doing with acceleration, startup enrichment, acceleration, enrichment, cold start, closed loop, open loop, A lot of these things are already done in a factory computer. So all those tables, all those values, no matter if you chip the car or not, all that stuff is already preset for you. You see what I'm talking about? When my car was on stock computer, stock harness, when we were running it last year, not a beat was skipped when it came to starting up, idling, drivability, getting on down the road, whatever, part throttle shit. Not that racing is part throttle, but you get what I'm saying. Terminator X has none of those values. So you have to input them all yourself. So you have to almost learn how to adjust idle tuning and how to adjust accelerator enrichment and whatever. It's kind of what I'm battling right now. I know that it's kind of hard to kind of pitch the whole staying with a stock computer, and I understand, but some of the prices with stock computers are what they are because they're getting hard to find because people are blowing them up by putting them in cars that shouldn't be in. You can't just throw an A9L in a speed density car with a AOD harness and expect it to work because it's going to burn a trace. There's a lot of information out on the net. I've done a couple myself on corral.net and I got pinned to the top just how you can burn the computers up or whatever. But, carburetors, if you're good with carburetors, a carburetor will skin your ass every time. And nobody really gives a shit. Like when in the racing community, EFI, carburetor, hell, I'm about to switch over to a carburetor style intake with an elbow and run injectors. The point I'm trying to make is simple. Terminator X has its pluses. There's a whole lot of them. It also has its downfalls as far as drivability and until you get that stuff right, like there's learning involved there. There's a learning table involved there that'll help you get it right. But again, it's something that Dave always told me when he was teaching me how to tune some of this shit. He's just like, you're never going to get it like the factory settings. Like the factory settings were primo, like startup, cold enrichment, all that stuff was already done from the factory, and we just controlled wide open throttle. So hope that helps. Just kind of went on a tangent. She wants an E303 cam. Nah, bro. B cam, baby. B cam. What up, Gabe Large? What's up, stick shit, brother? Glad you came out and said, yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're gonna get back in the saddle on Wednesday, and we're gonna send it again. I got to put my RC comps on, which we're gonna get new tires for them anyways. So my front tires were bald to begin with. That probably didn't help the scenario, but they weren't bald, but they were getting bad. So I didn't know M&H Roadmasters were $250 a piece. Come on, I can't afford that shit, man. I got to make a lot of YouTube videos to do that. But we got to get a new one anyways because the front tire, when the car went up on two wheels, it just literally skinned the front tire. Thankfully, it didn't hurt any of the RC comp. So we're going to nut bolt check it. We're going to spin the axle. Remember, we just did all that shit to the axle and just fixed the axle. So I got to check my anti-roll bar. I got to check my drive shaft. I got to check my wheels. I got to check a bunch of dumb shit. We'll probably make a video about it. It is what it is. I think it just had too much power on it, to be honest with you. I've always heard that run by Ecamm. I hope you never have to use it. Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate that. Neo, my mom, Sharon, enjoys your cars and videos. You can tell her happy birthday. Happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Sharon. Everybody say happy birthday to Sharon. I appreciate that, Mustang guy, 6501. Never did hear from the person interested in my bell housing either. Man, that's just how that goes, bro. If I see something, I'll let you know. Love me some cars. I love my blow through. Yeah, so he's done really well with the car blow through turbo stuff. I know our buddies Hutman Racing, which you guys know here on the channel, has done really well with the blow through turbo shit. He's actually helping Joe Simbita, who's another stick shift car, a 5-second, basically 1,000 horsepower car, with their turbo, carburetor setup. So old cream puff, come on, you ditch witch. Shit, the bitch almost went into the ditch. Yeah, so if you look at the duration, I think the B cam actually beats the E cam in duration. Correct me if I'm wrong there, pimp. I know pimp's crazy on the Google. Yeah, baby. Give old Sharon a happy birthday, Mom. Have a good night. I'll see you later on, Steve-O. We got to get together because I need to do that axle. We got to do the 9-inch ends. So I want to build the Coops axle because buying one obviously is not going to work. But I got all the Teams E shit. The only thing I got to order is the I got polished gears I'm going to get. I think that's going to help. I don't know. I got to get another spool too. So we need to get together. I'm going to do the other axle for the channel, the budget one. Speaking of which, I got to hit you guys up with this shit. This is the craziest shit ever. I had a guy. Let me read a comment to you. I got to read this shit to you. You guys got it. I mean, come on, bro. Somebody commented, come on. Where are you at? You just took a simple driveline upgrade. This is going back to my budget, the budget axle that I'm making with the junkyard shit, right? I'm going to give it to you guys real quick. Watch this. You just took a simple driveline upgrade for the most mechanically inclined people and turned it into the most complicated way to get from stock to 331 spline. Word of wise, save your money and buy the correct parts. I was like, my response was, if it's too complicated for you, then this channel isn't for you. And he comes back with that's the only video I've watched and definitely not for me. I wouldn't put that Frankenstein shit under anything. I was like, that's okay. You can watch me succeed with it. And if this is the only video that you've watched on our channel, then that's part of the problem. Listen, that budget, that budget axle that we're doing on the channel ain't no different than if you upgraded 31 spline axles. I'm just saving you the 31 spline axle costs and the differential costs and the gear cost and all that other shit. So when we pulled that axle out of the junkyard, it was $100. And we got a flange. If you're going to buy a drive shaft and upgrade, you might as well just go $1,350, bro, right? Be done with it. You got a flange. You got the flange, the pinion flange, which is both of them are separate. Those are $100 a piece. You got gears. Those are like $300. You got a differential. A good one's like $600. You got axles. Well, I think those are like what, $200 each now or whatever. And you're going to buy the same shit, like the rebuild kit, and you're going to buy the C-clip eliminators if you're running drum brakes. You don't, a lot of people, when they get money into an axle, they may not be ready because when you rear disc swap a axle, you're going to have to do a different proportioning valve, a different brake booster, a different mass cylinder. So that's a whole different debacle itself. So you're going to see a lot of those guys upgrade their axle and then they'll come back and do the brakes later, right? So like I save all this money because I got all this shit out of a junkyard axle, and all we got to do, like I think Vance Cooper's here on the channel. I think he had said, if I can put that in the lathe, I can cut that axle and turn that race down. Now we just bought C-clip eliminators that are the bigger axle bearing ID. It's like 1.56. I think the OD of the bearing race. Those axles, those Explorer axles are 162. So there's about what, 50 or 60 thou there that needs to be taken out of the race. And then you press the C-clip eliminator and boom, you got yourself a junkyard 31 spline axle. But you're not doing anything different, except you're not having to buy a 31 spline diff because it come out of the junkyard shit. Is it any different than buying a 31 spline Eaton? I blowed up a 31 spline Eaton. I got it sitting over there. I ain't blowed up no Explorer diff. Just saying. I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny. I was like, look, if that shit's complicated for you, you just need to sell your wrenches, bro. Just saying. My new 8.8 cost me over $3,500 to build myself, and I only paid $100 for the housing. Right. But see, that's an extreme. I've done the same thing. Steve. In my white car, I got a ton of money in that axle because I need to. But the point of the matter is that you can make a budget axle for your channel. Yeah, a 1350 yoke is $170. Just saying. All the haters. Yeah, bro. I got you, man. I got you. I'm not worried about the haters. Listen, when I built that 387, bro, when I built that 387, there was haters in every corner. They were coming from everywhere. That shit's not going to work. There's no way that shit's going to work. Like, look at him. He's trying to oil the cylinders. And there's like when I was first installing the pistons, you didn't oil the cylinders. They were just talking all this shit. Like, that's going to be Joe. That's going to fail before it starts. Blah, blah, blah. What now? Right? That 387 is a badass junk. I got $300 in that motor. I got 300 because Dave Dalk at Dalk Racing Engines donated that shit to the channel. You know, as far as like the balancing, which wasn't much different than he would have balanced another motor. It wasn't anything different. We clearanced a couple piston skirts. Whoop-de-doo. $300 in that motor. And they're talking shit, bro. So we're going to do the axle the same damn way. It's going to be cheap. I'm going to put my Frankenstein axle underneath my black car. I'm going to go out there and do all these damn burnouts on these muffler videos. I don't give a shit. Neo, I just bought an 8.8 parts after your video, Team Z and UPR. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I do this shit. Team Z, if you're going to build an axle, and you'll see me talk about this shit again in the next couple of videos when we're actually fabricating. I'm going to weld the tubes up on that and show you guys how I do it. I'm going to show you the Team Z bar. Now, you can make your own if you want to get budget. You don't have to buy the Team Z one. It's got the gussets and all the nice little parts and shit. It's already bent out perfectly for your 8.8 axle. But my buddy Mustang Mike Meredith over there with my white car doesn't have a Team Z brace on. It has one that I paid like $20 for. I paid like 1.25 inches or 1.5 inch chrome molly. And on my buddy's metal bench, he's got 2 studs and he bends it a very specific way. Bloop, there it is, welded up. Long as you brace the tubes to the diff and you weld the actual tubes up, man, I make you go 1,000 wheel. Eventually it'll probably bend or tweak out, but it's good. You know, at that point when you're getting 1,000 wheel plus, you got to start thinking about 9-inch rear end at that point. So keep it up, Neil. I appreciate that, Jimmer. I'd like to see bigger heads. Yeah, for sure. I mean, let me tell you what. I'm enjoying my black car. I'm driving the absolute shit out of it. With my little $300 junkyard stroker 400 wheel motor. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna hold my head high on that a little bit. I mean, I told y'all it would work, and it worked. And some people may not like that, and I'm okay with that. You know, we created something here in the channel. Now we're gonna do it again with this damn axle. That's what I wanted in my black car. I wanted to get back to my roots with my black car. I don't want to turbo it. It don't need to make no 900 wheel no more. That car can't go down the track no faster than 950. It tried to kill me last time. I mean, obviously the white car did too, but that was kind of, we had just too much sauce in it. It was a miscalculation. But budget is okay. My last rear end was stock, unwelded housing, used your used axles. Hell yeah. And the mini spool, 580s, baby. I want to build 387. So we're thinking about, me and Dave Dalk are going to do, if you guys are in on it, and we'll do a waffle, or maybe even do a, channel member, waffle or whatever. We're going to probably build another 387 just for the shits and giggles. I was going to keep it on the engine stand in case I blew mine up, but that's kind of dumb because it might sit there for a long time. So we got like 2 or 3 351 roller blocks that we're kind of kicking around over here. And, it would be kind of cool. I got a set of stock pistons set out. I got obviously the one of the 351 Windsors, if they are, got a good bore, then all we need is the rods out of it. So, I got pistons. I probably got rods. If we got a good bore block, we're going to probably build another 387 because we know exactly what we need to do and where we need to cut and grind at as far as machining. And we're just going to balance it. And I think we're going to give it away here on the channel. Give it away, waffle it, whatever. So, but keep in mind that if we do that again, that whoever gets it needs to either run larger cylinder heads, like the chamber, or they're going to definitely have to be on E85. So 100%, brother. Nothing wrong with that shit. And listen, we spend a bunch of money on the white car. We got a bunch of money in the coupe, a bunch of money. You see where it's at right now. It's sitting outside. It's sitting outside with my dad's car sitting right here in the highlight. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We spend money. We save money. My dad's car's budget, it's got probably one of the best GT40 stock bottom end builds that I ever done. Flip pistons and all. They said that shit wasn't going to work. Man, we do it, man. We do it and we prove it. I know what you. I know you were talking about motorsports camshafts, but honestly, I think much better split durations out there for sure. For sure. You know, the Anderson N41 cam. We actually have the Anderson B451 camshaft that we're going to actually stick in the 387. Now, here's the thing: is we might go the 387, or excuse me, the 363 is coming out of the white car. We're going coil on plug on the 408 and putting it back in the white car. So, because the 363 is meant for the coupe, but it's going to get a complete refresh, right? At that point, we're going to get different cylinder heads. So I may just end up sticking the 205s from my white car, excuse me, the 363 onto the 387 because I already own them. And at that point, we'll put the bigger camshaft in it because there's no way I'm cracking that 387 open right now. It doesn't leak. It runs freaking awesome. And I enjoy the car. I don't want to disable the car. I just want to enjoy it. We're going to go to Fox City Motor Fest. We're going to, cruise it a little bit. It's going to be sitting in the parking lot with freaking clear coat peeling and shit. I don't give a damn. My shit's patina. And if they like it, they like it. They don't, they don't. I'm not here to win any car show awards. I'm here to just chill and relax, represent the sponsors that represent us and say hello to some of my friends and Foxbody friends and talk some shit and have some fun with some friends. That's all I'm there for. I'm not there to race. I'm not there to win no dyno shootout. I mean, it is what it is. My car is definitely not a car show, for sure. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. What's up, Frankenstein? It's good to see you, brother. The whole point of my car was sloppy seconds. That's right. Your car is called sloppy seconds. On a budget, you can haul ass. Can you add an aftermarket traction control profiler and piggyback on a stock ECU? I don't think so. Not ours. Got my Caddy Brembo brake upgrade right there, bro. One of the best, cheapest. They say it didn't work. I just one of our subscribers here in the channel, I was just checking out his SN95. He actually took he grinded the caddy. I'm gonna leave the caddy shit. Listen, I'm gonna leave the caddy shit on the black car because we're still gonna do that video. Like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of content that I could put out and really kick some ass here on the channel, but I'm a one-man band. I got Cousin Paul and Cousin Fred, but I can't ask them to always be here when we're actually filming and shit. So we do want to switch the black car over. We got the spindles. You guys know we got the whole setup sitting over there. We got to do like I was just talking about earlier with the budget axle swap. When you do rear disc in the back of your car, you got to do a proportioning valve, a master cylinder, and a brake boost. So that's a whole debacle itself. You know what I mean? At that point, you're probably upgrading your front brakes too. So you want to do that and you do the upgrades in the axle, like we're doing here, the 31 spline, the Cobra diff, the Explorer diff. Don't do a spool in the street. There's nothing wrong with doing a spool in the street. It's fine, but it's kind of a pain in the ass when you're turning, making big hard turns or whatever. And if you're especially if you're daily driving the car. But anyways, you do the axle and then you come back and do the brakes. So you just leave your drum shit on there for a while. I appreciate that. Gotta be up at 4. All right, brother. I'll see you soon. Thank you for subbing back up, brother. Appreciate you. I got 2 351s. I'll donate one of them to build it. Raftfoot if it's a bare block, though. Can't afford to build them both. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I would do that. Well, we got a couple 351s here, though. We're gonna look at first. I just want to build another 387 just because, and we got pistons and rods over there for a 357 build. So we want to put a stock bottom end in Cousin Paul's coupe if we get to building it. We got old school set of Windsor heads sitting over there too, so be kind of fun. So, anyways, we're going to. Good night, McBride. Sorry, I'm catching up, man. It's. Watch for our YouTube starting. Think and cover some fat work. That'll be good. Do some shit. Whatever you do on YouTube, McBride, make sure you do on Facebook. So I only put my whole video from YouTube on Facebook because it's already done. but I will take certain spots of a good video, like me racing somebody or somebody racing somebody that's significant or whatever, and I will put them in like little short videos on Facebook, and they love that shit. Listen, the craziest thing is I was doing that rear brake bullshit last week when I was having problems with my rear brake, getting my strange stuff to fit on the Mosier. I did like a 15-second video on how it didn't fit, and that thing got like 600,000 views. It's ridiculous. Like, Facebook watches the craziest shit. Like, where are we at right now? Craziest shit, and it's still climbing. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. It's about a caliper not fitting, a rotor not fitting on a Mosier axle. It's like 12 seconds, whatever. My burnout, my 4th of July burnout got 10,000 views. That's pretty cool. Where's it at? 675,000 views. For what? Mosier 31 spline versus rear strange brakes. Like, all I was doing was trying to make people aware that there was an issue there. It's crazy. Yes, there is a 44 millimeter rear caliper upgrade, if I remember correctly, pimp. On the hunt for a good GoPro, if anyone wants to PM me. Just if you gotta listen, some of the best cameras that there's two things I'm going to tell you, and I keep telling my buddy Dan Watson, he won't listen to me. CapCut Pro. If you got it goes on sale often. If you're trying to get into content creation and you got a good phone, iPhone 15 Pro, or just the iPhone 15 in general, has probably some of the best features, even better than GoPro. And the stabilization is way better. So if you're going to get into content creation, get the mics that connect to your phone, do all your content creation through your phone. You can even do a little handheld thing and like tripod things. So you can set it down and talk. And then you could take your content that you got, put it in a separate folder on your phone. This is kind of where we're going to get to. And then we're going to, you can go to CapCut Pro if you buy the actual Pro, and there's a bunch of copyright free music. There's everything that you have in an editor is on CapCut Pro. So you can even make the thumbnail. It's crazy. Like, it's a one-stop thing. So we're going to kind of get into more CapCut, doing the effects and everything. And I know big shout out to Foxcast Media, Caleb. He had told me a little bit about it too. He's like, this is a game changer. So we've been doing a little bit of CapCut Pro myself. So, and it's like I said, having royalty-free music at your, then you don't have to worry about it. You could post it on Facebook or post it on Instagram or whatever. And if you're making a little bit of money in YouTube content or into, content creation, then it's pretty cool. So my bad. I'm just trying to get you to listen, man. You got a following like a mother, and you're not over here. You need to be cashing in, bro. Dan Watts Racing. Listen, let's get this guy. If you're watching this, if you come back and you watch this shit, go over and subscribe to this dude. This dude's got a better, he's got a good personality. He's got a better personality than me. He's not as funny, but, he's not as good looking as I am. But, he's an all right guy. So go over and subscribe to his YouTube channel if you guys get a chance to. Dan Watts Racing. He's going to be going to, not to cover any of his business, whatever, but he does have some really good content coming up with, he's actually making a trip with other Cobras. That's what they call themselves. The Cobra community, the 0304 Terminators. It's a pretty tight community, kind of like we are with Stick Shift. And he is going with one of the fastest Cobras, or Brian Crane, across the nation to meet up with their buddy Alan in Alaska. So, like, they're going to be chasing some records. So it's going to be kind of cool. I really encourage them to share the journey like often, because people will follow the shit out of stuff like that. So they're going to go from Ohio all the way to freaking Alaska to race with their buddy Alan and break some records and shit. It's going to be pretty cool to fucking see. So we will have to meet up and talk about it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. CapCut is really good editing program. That's correct. So iPhone, like I was talking to my buddy Tony Politano, and you guys, Tesswood, you guys know Miss Midnight Maverick, and I had been talking. We were talking in chat, and I was just telling him like how much I hate GoPro anymore. It's just like I'm in a super wide view now, and the audio is just shitty. It's not good and crisp or whatever. And they do a lot of content creation very well. And they had told me that, what phone do you have? And I said iPhone 15. And they were like, that's probably one of the best iPhones. That's one of the best things to use for content creation with the all the different features that it has. You know what I mean? So, and the stabilization is without a doubt one of the best. So if you guys are getting into content creation, like McBride Racing was just talking about, the little mic, that's where we're at next. We're going to be kind of maybe transitioning over to more on the phone, more improv, because, I think that's going to be pretty cool. And I'm going to have the little mic, there's a little mic. Brutal uses it, and Brutal swears by it. And his audio has been freaking game changer for the last 6 months since he started messing with these mics. And that's, I want to be able to be 10 feet away and it just be crisp. You know what I mean? So CapCut Pro also, we're getting into it. I mean, I'm just getting into that. And I literally spent the $100 for the year subscription, which I probably spent $1,000 a year on all the subscriptions for, even this StreamYard right now costs me like $400 a year to be able to do the chat stuff that you guys see, and the monetization part where I can do the, linking my own shirts and doing the shit with YouTube. You see what I mean? So nothing's ever cheap, and the free stuff is cool, but nothing's better. I mean, when you could get the good software and invest in it, then that's kind of where you're at. It kind of helps with, like, I don't know, it comes pretty clear here, 1080p. My audio is pretty good because of my Yeti here, but you guys get it. Nothing's cooler than drag strip in Alaska. This guy, is that like a witty humor thing, bro? What are mufflers? Dan, did you ever get rid of those Mac Flow Pass? Okay, so we're not getting rid of the Mac Flow Pass that we have here in the channel or the OG Flow Masters. However, I do have a couple more. You hit the switch, Watts? Damn, son. No, I had my hose plugged in and must have had a slow leak in the hose somewhere. Like your channel, I've had my Fox for 14 years. Appreciate that. Anyways, we got to give a banner away. It's like 10:15. I'm keeping you guys up. So I appreciate all my guys on the West Coast that got a chance to drop in. Anyways, let's give away this banner real quick. Hashtag Tremic. Let's make it happen. How this works is I just basically scroll through and just keep clicking until somebody's hashtag, not chat, but hashtag. So hashtag Tremic. Appreciate it if it was just domestic US only, because last time I shipped a banner to Canada, it cost me like $40. So anyways, yeah. So we're getting away. If you're new to the channel, you don't know what I'm talking about, for the last 6 months or so, last year. How long have we been giving this shit away? It's been a while, hasn't it? I hope that's one. I don't feel like putting that back in that box. So for the last about year, Hanlon, Tremic, and Stiflers have been giving me shot swag. So 6 foot high, 5 foot high, I don't know, little banner. So So big shout out to Mike Kidd at Tremick. You guys are going to Motor City Fox Fest. I got it. Motor City Fox Fest. Then say hello to Mike Kidd. Go up to Mike Kidd, even if you didn't win a Tremick banner yet, and tell him you said thanks for what you do on Neo's channel with the banners. That'll mean a lot to me and him. So this thing smells like rubber, boy. But that'll mean a lot to me and him, and I would appreciate that. So if you are going to Motor City Fox Fest, I got it right. Stop by the booth at Tremick and tell them that for me. Tell them that for me. I ask for 15 of them every time. So, anyone have a cheap camshaft laying around like a Triplo Stage 1? Brandon Gibbons is looking for one. Did we freeze or are we good? Okay. Grab some tape real quick. T5. What do you say? Okay. So you guys get a chance. I'll let this run for a second. You guys get a chance. Stop on over to Dan Watts Racing, who was here in the channel. There's a couple other influencers that were here on the channel tonight. Boosted 931. He also does quite a bit of content. He actually is doing S550, S650 stuff as of lately. 417 Fox, of course, he's our merch guy, so he does quite a bit of YouTube when he can, when he's not too busy. So go check those guys' channels out. McBride Racing is the guy here in the chat that was here. He did the fab work on my coupe. So he did the upper lower control arm boxes, whatever, from Team Z. He did the cage. They did the subframes. They actually updated our white cars cage. So if you're looking to get some fabrication shit done, I trust those folks. McBride Racing is Steve McBride is on Facebook. He's also on Instagram. So if you guys are looking to get some shit done in the future, I know we've had a couple guys from our channel go up there, and we're very happy with some of the shit that they did. So want to make a big shout to Tremick, McLeod, Stiflers, Team Z, Hanlon Motorsports. I appreciate everybody. Anderson Ford Motorsports, Donnie B. Viking. So appreciate those guys for being part of the channel. And of course, I did put ARP's banner up in our shop because they super took care of me in a pinch when I was trying to get the 363 together. I called Jegs and they gave me some stupid Ford Racing head studs that didn't fit my 363, and ARP just took care of everything. They were like, listen, you ain't even got to shout us out. We got you. So Cometic as well. My boy Brendan Chess over there at Cometic. Yeah, he takes care of me and Dan Watts when we blow our cylinder heads up. All right, let me spin through this. I'll give you guys. So if you win it, it's Neo Mustangs at Hotmail. That is the website, or excuse me, that's the email that you need to go to send me your address. So Now we're good. All right, let me spin this shit. I did that to me last week. Give it one more second. KK's Garage. Did you win one before? I always have to ask that. Is this your first one? That's who I clicked before, and I just wanted to make sure that it came through. Did it come through? Did it show KK's Garage? Did you win one before? I don't think so. Maybe you did. I can't remember. I don't keep track of that shit. I should start writing it on the damn page. There'll be more shenanigans. Are we still what's going on here? Okay. So I thought you had won before. I appreciate that, KK, though. Appreciate the honesty. Shelby County 5-0. Been a member of the channel for a number of years, man. I appreciate you, brother. Shelby County. I don't think you won one before. I think this is the first time, right? So appreciate you, brother. Send me an email. I think you got my email, right, Shelby? Neo Mustangs at Hotmail. You know, once again, we got some merch if you guys want to check it out. Trying to get Dan Watts over here on some fulfillment shit. You know, this is the stuff I was talking about with 417 Fox. We got hats, we got shirts. You know, all that shit stays in the channel, goes towards the stuff in the channel to do what we do. I don't pay a mortgage with it. I do it with I pay car parts with it. You want to be broke? Build a car. It's the way it is. Anyways, it's garages. Free banners. Where you at? He's got so many. So Ford Matt 77 and Shelby County are good friends. So they always come up to the booth and say hello at Ford Takeover. So I super appreciate them. They've been supporting the channel for a number of years, man. I appreciate you guys. But I just appreciate everybody that just watches the shit. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a channel member, as long as, I mean, you know, I appreciate if you're subscribed at least, you know what I mean? You know, cause it's you guys that make this teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I mean? You guys are sitting and listening to me ramble for an hour and a half on Sunday. I appreciate you guys all the way around. Anyway, a couple of videos we got coming up. We got I don't exactly know how to pitch this past weekend's video with the racing, but it's going to be kind of a mixed video of me figuring out what the hell I went wrong with my car. We got a muffler video we're going to do this week, which we've been talking about doing last week. We didn't get a chance to because we had, and then we're going to be welding up we're going to start this junkyard. We're going to get this junkyard axle done so I can do more burnouts on my black car. So I got to go visit one of our channel members, Vance Cooper. He apparently has a lathe that's going to turn this axle down and fix it. So we're going to do some footage there and add it to the assembly. Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I wonder if we can get really stupid budget with our junkyard axle and just literally put the races, the crush sleeve. I wonder if I could literally take the Explorer parts that we took out in the last video on Saturday and just stick it in a Foxbody axle, and the backlash be the same. And the pinion depth. Why would it be any different? If I put all the races back together, maybe even run the solid crush sleeve and add maybe 5 thou for the preload. Why wouldn't it work? It's the same damn housing. Just looks different. Anyway. We got Lamar Richardson in the house. Good to see you, brother. He about to fire that motor up. Been watching for a long time, maybe late, but pretty much every upload. Man, I appreciate you, Michael. So, anyways, big shout to 417 Fox for the $20 super chat, super sticker. Hot Rod Lincoln is a new member. Brad's a new member. And Fox 408, welcome back to the channel member. I'm always talking in my channel membership. They actually seen some of that race shit happen this past weekend. So, yeah. Appreciate you guys for following me this week. Next weekend will probably be some. We'll definitely be live streaming again next week, even though Motor City Fox Fest is this weekend. We'll catch a little bit of footage from it. Like I said, I'll do a little bit of like improv shit where it's just kind of just fun. You know, I'm not gonna show you all the cars. Like I'm just gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be with Katie this weekend, my lady. And we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna be able to see some of our friends and hang out with some of our sponsors on the channel. So appreciate you guys. Bring that shit to you guys. Trying to get rid of this one. There you go. So, anyways, get your shit off the jack stands, guys. I had a number of people this past weekend come up to me at the No Prep and say that they appreciate that shit. Sometimes people just need to hear that, including myself. So we're gonna get back in the saddle on Wednesday and then take that car down the track at our local track. Get that shit fixed up at the dyno. I think we need to go back to the dyno and mess with our timing and our fuel. So I think that car is just a different animal right now. So that's pretty much what's going on with the channel. Muffler videos, budget axle build, and getting the white car shit straight. Because obviously we're not winning any races the way we're doing it right now. So I appreciate you guys for following along thus far. Thank you for thank you for being on the channel. You guys motivate me. Hell yeah, bro. You guys motivate me to do this shit. And then hopefully I can motivate you to get shit off jack stands. It ain't got to be perfect. My black car is not perfect. It's got clear coat peeling. It's got a $300 short block in it. Still got a TKX in it though, a McLeod twin disc. So, but I think the budget axle thing is going to really kick off. It's going to be pretty cool. I've been plugging away at the car, little here and there, but making progress. Write that shit down. You always got to try. The hardest part of building a car, you want to be broke, build a car, right? They talk about that shit on TikTok and Instagram. But if you do it right, you got a little side hustle going on. We're doing some buy, sell, trade shit. You could literally get and do some of the budget stuff like we do here on the channel. You might be able to get by. Just enjoy your car. Like we chase numbers. We chase, even myself this past weekend, I kind of had like an epiphany. Like, I don't have to be the fastest stick shift car. Like, why don't I just turn it down and enjoy the car instead of putting it into a wall? If I lose, I lose. If I win, well, then that's a plus. The stick shift racing stuff I do here on the channel and the stuff I do is a passion of mine. I think stick shift racing is going to probably die with our generation because there's not making any stick shift cars anymore unless they're like a supercar. And it's just, I don't like to see that happen. So I'm going to make the best I can of what I can with the stick shift racing for as long as I can and influence it. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's definitely its own niche. But so isn't budget building. And there's something to be said about buying expensive parts because we've done that here with the white car. And there's something to be said about trying to save a few dollars and just enjoy the damn car. Build it your way. Like, don't listen to, we're so focused on the 10 or 15 second stupid fucking reel on Instagram or TikTok, which is there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't see the thousands of hours it took to get that shit. You don't see what's going on in the background. Big shout to my man, War Admiral. I mean, his car is absolutely perfect. But like you'll see a 15-second reel and it looks amazing, but there's a lot of effort that goes into that. And there's a lot of effort he put into that car. And this is what I'm always, teaching on the channel, preaching on the channel is just like, get your shit done. Build it the way you want to build it. It doesn't have to be perfect if you don't want it to be. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about my white car, black car. I'm still going to drive the hell out of it. I don't care that people don't like the fact that it doesn't have a wing on it. That's okay to me. It's got mismatched wheels because I couldn't even put my good wheels on the back because it didn't have the right brakes. Point I'm trying to make is enjoy your car, get your shit off the jack stands, and, build it your way. So, hey, we can close out with some dad advice. I had a good experience today. Go ahead. I'm all about being a dad, man. A dad is my dad was very influential in me getting into matter of fact, I didn't even get into the automotive shit until I was in practically college. So, yeah, man, good luck, brother. Good luck tonight. Hey, man, make sure you stop by the booth, Shadow Fox. I'll see you soon. Neo, I'm at a crossroads whether I should go with an on-3 turbo kit or a Vortex supercharger. I'm about 480 wheel reliable. Can you give me some suggestions? Bro, turn that shit down and drive the shit out. We're always chasing the number, bro. Don't worry about the 500 horsepower number. If you can get in, you can have so much fun. I had a ton of fun with my black car at 400 wheel. And I try to tell people, you don't chase a number, especially on a stock Monument 302. I know they're supposed to make a bunch of horsepower, but there's things that need to be done to that. So if you go with an on-3 turbo kit, either kit that you buy, it's going to require its own different maintenance. You know, there's belt slip on certain superchargers. There's cracking headers on turbos. So get out there, meet people, car people. It doesn't matter who they are. I found that if you meet two people in your area that are the same page as you, your car world opens up exponentially. Yes. That's why I'm always going to swap meets, bro. I've made super good friends with so many different salvage people in this Northeast America, and going to swap meets particularly, it's why I enjoy doing them, because they're not there for Instagram. They're not there for TikTok. They're actually there to kick it and hang out with you and sell you some car parts at a good price. I'm tell you what, Carlisle was one of the best experiences I've had for a swap meet in a very long time. And I am super duper going to that next year, 100%. And I suggest you guys do the same if you get an opportunity. It's called Four Nationals at Carlisle, PA. So I'll see you at Uncaged, Jason. All right. So anyways, let me stop rambling. Have a good night. Have a good week. Get your shit out the jack stands. Do something this week on your car if it's not running. Do something. Do something. Even if you're planning, do something. So I'll see you guys this week in the videos. Thank you for watching.